What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Rewind Theater for the Amazing Spider-Man 2 Kingpin trailer, maybe? Is that what we want to call it?
The Wilson Fisker.
The Wilson Fisker. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the best beard in the biz, Marty Sleva.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Marty, how you doing?
Good. We're listening to some opera. I wasn't expecting that, honestly.
No.
Yeah.
The Beanox is stepping up their game with the Amazing Spider-Man 2.
A little Schubert.
Is that who this was?
Schubert? I think so.
You thinking of Joel Schumacher?
Yeah, Joel Schumacher, director of the
this
Schubert
game?
documentary.
All right, well, let's get to it. Here's the thing about this trailer, all right? I think normally we would have been like, oh, Amazing Spider-Man. Greg saw this at GDC.
Yep.
He has some conflicted thoughts on it.
Oh,
It didn't look that great, but it looks like it might be fun. Yeah. Like the last one was.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like
good, not great.
Exactly, yeah. I was, I'm thinking somewhere in the 6s if I'm reviewing on first sight without actually playing the game.
ign.com.
ign.com. But what really gets me going, Marty,
Yeah.
is right here when you turn this corner here. Is that Cletus Kasady?
So we're going to think that in a second because we see him hooked up to a machine.
Right, here you look at this guy, and Cletus Kasady, of course, goes on to become Carnage.
The Carnage.
The Carnage.
The Carnage.
The Carnage.
But he's about to punch through that window, and all of a sudden he's got some red symbiote all over his arm.
Something seems to happen here. Bam, there it is. Look at one frame.
That's 100% Carnage arm.
And they knew what they were doing, the Beanox, when they put out this trailer. They knew we'd cue in on this and fall in love.
Carnage. That's an arm.
Like an arm.
Yeah.
Carnage.
All right.
Let's dial it back, though.
Yeah.
Well, before we get to that point.
Yeah, let's start.
It's important to point out that this is a T for teen game. That's the first rewind.
Yeah, there's a little bit of some suggestive themes.
I know. What do you think of their suggestion?
Well, we're going to see Black Cat soon, so maybe some hanky-panky.
Doctor. Okay, so, Marty, I'm just going to let the trailer play.
Yeah.
Went and saw this game. It was the first time having it revealed or whatever. It is a sequel to the first Beanox game.
Yes.
Which played in the continuity of the movie but wasn't in it. It was the aftermath of the movie, but they also introduced the Rhino in it, so clearly they're already off the books.
Yep, because the Rhino's one of the main characters in the second one.
It's already weird. So the way that Beanox described it to me is that this is a sequel to their game that is running parallel to the movie, occasionally dipping in and dealing with things from the movie.
Sure, we see Electro, who looks very much like Jamie Foxx.
Exactly. He's got the whole, what do they call him? The Max Dillon. That's his character. That's the character name in the Amazing Spider-Man film.
Yep.
And then, so that's obviously going to be a fight that you think would be from the movie. Maybe he gets out again and you have to fight him.
Yeah.
Here's their Harry Osborn of stuff. Harry's getting real mad here. Oh, man.
He throws his cup down.
Oh, man, my dad didn't love me.
Where does this cup go?
Yeah, exactly. And then here we go in his green goblin getup. His goblin getup, they still haven't confirmed. I do like how the pumpkin bombs look, though.
I like how they're like little sentient and they're sort of smiling. They're like little Jack Skellingtons.
They're having a fun time out there. That's a big thing. So a sequel to their game intertwined with the movie. We're already seeing some of the movie aspects.
Sure.
With that background, that's what's I think really fascinating about showing Black Cat already. Black Cat made an appearance in the video game. The first one there. Looked like she looks in this game.
Yeah.
And when you fought Black Cat, you beat her, you started taking her away in the original game. She talks about, the fact that she's under someone's thumb, so powerful, blah, blah, blah. Clearly, that'd be the Kingpin.
That'd be the Kingpin, little Wilson Fisk.
And there he is.
He looks real big.
Yeah, he's a big fat guy.
He's got a lot of jowls.
I am the leader of Team Fat on the internet, but he would be
the emperor.
Yeah, he'd be the big man in charge. But I think it's cool that they actually connected it. It seems in that way to keep the whole Black Cat. She's back, different voice, but still tied into the Wilson Fisk aspect.
Yeah.
Says here to kill her, different voice. I don't know.
Fighting in a museum too.
Yes, exactly.
There's some beetles in the background.
Yeah, hold on.
Dinosaurs.
Yeah, hold on. At the 21-second mark, it is bugs from the earth is what I think that sign back there says. This month, bugs from the earth, which I'd go see that.
Wasn't there a Spider-Man bad guy who's like a beetle man?
There's Blue Beetle in the DC Comics, who's a hero.
DC Comics.
Yeah, so
I
would love if this is the crossover. Marvel and DC decided to put they'll put the blue scarab in this. It'll get. Here's Oscorp Building, New York. You're swinging through. There's a good shot of this.
He's in a little bit of a brothel.
There's your suggestive themes, like you were talking about.
That's sort of suggestive.
I went back and watched the fight before this. Cardigan. I went and watched the fight between Spider-Man and Felicia Harding. By the way, she was Hardy, I should say. Yeah. Not. She was not Black Cat in the last game. She was Felicia, a cat burglar, talking to him about hey, you got your powers from Oscorp. What can I get? They have some fun word games about it. I don't know if Felicia's going to be Black Cat in this yet.
She looks very Black Cattian.
Well, she looks like this is exactly what she looked like before, though. You know what I mean? That's the problem.
But she has goggles now.
Sure, she's still a cat burglar. She was wearing sunglasses before.
Oh, okay.
You get to fight her again. It looks like. Spider-Man's got his moves back.
I like the opera.
Me too.
Seemed very epic.
And I was thinking about that too. Do you think about when you're making a trailer for a video game, you're like, just put it in slow motion and put a song over it, and people are like, yeah,
they've done this with Hitman trailers before,
right?
Yeah,
right. And this is a guaranteed good time. So
I think it's kind of cute that this Coca-Cola thing in the background looks exactly like the Marvel logo.
Exactly, yeah. That is definitely a Marvel Comics inspired logo right there, which is cute, like you said. But there you got some beating up. We already covered this.
Yeah, this guy's complaining.
Again, parallel stories are running together. Here we go
Possible Cletus Kasady.
The thing about Cletus, remember, he had red hair in the comics.
He did. Maybe he gets red hair because of this electroshock.
Well, even there, his hair could be red. Like, it's one of those things. Comics, tend to play up the colors.
That's true.
Real life redheads, they're not like red. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They got dye their hair.
I've seen 2 or 3 that are red though.
Yeah, we got to dye it that way usually. There you go.
Okay.
Carnage. Still the coolest thing in this trailer.
Yes.
I think.
I would say arguably. There's some cool things coming up though.
So here we're fighting Electro still. Spider-Man's getting his butt kicked.
Yep.
Here's a good shot of the Goblin.
Yeah.
Doing goblin-y things.
Is that what goblins do? They hold your neck up against the side of buildings?
I think most goblins are known for being gargoyles.
Yes.
So I would say he's doing a goblin-y thing here, right? Harry, though, beating the hell out of him.
Yep.
Now here, Marty, you might just think, oh, it's a SWAT team.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a SWAT robot.
Yeah.
No big
SWAT
whoop.
bot. An Oscorp SWAT bot.
The thing about Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man 2 here, the video game, of course. When you're playing, there's a hero menace system.
Okay.
So when you come to heroic events such as a fire, a car chase, something like that, you get to go in there. If you don't save all the people in time, like firemen will come in and save the extra people. However, you get menace points for that. You don't get it. And so if you get menace points, they put these armed guards on the street at intersections like these.
Interesting. That
can cut down your webs as you swing through the city.
Okay, I like that. I think that's a cool feature. Is there any benefit to being a menace?
No. Which is an awkward thing, I think. If you go the hero route, you get bonuses to your stats. Sure. You're doing better. You're doing more damage.
And there's going to be less robots in the street.
Less robots in the street, and then the reporter from the first game is giving interstitials between each one of your missions, saying, "Oh, Spider-Man saved all these people. He's great." If you screw up, you get Jay Jonah out there. He's giving the updates on his radio show saying you're a menace, and then you start getting negatives.
All right. Well, I feel like they need to add some sort of positive to being a negative.
Yeah, exactly. I don't. It's my question to you. Maybe they simplified a bit. Team Fat, there you go. Here, you see him land on the car here. One of the things B-Nox was talking about is more side missions that are different, right? There was only one car pulling off heists last time around.
Yeah.
This time around, they're trying to put in different ones. You see the guy leaning out the shotgun, the cop's chasing.
Yeah,
so more for Spidey to do, hopefully. Here he is falling through the world.
Yep.
The one thing I called out is, if you remember, Marty, with the Amazing Spider-Man game, the first one, we played that, and we thought it looked really good. It was really pretty.
Yeah.
When I saw the demo for Amazing Spider-Man 2, it did not look pretty.
Okay.
Really flat textures, didn't look great. And it was being shown to me on an Xbox 360, even though it's coming to Xbox One and PS4, which I found weird.
Yeah, it seems like you should be putting your best foot forward.
This looks better.
Yeah, this looks good. It's no Infamous, but it looks,
sure,
it
of
looks
course.
decent.
Well, whenever you're doing this up-res and stuff, right, when you have one game to the other, you got to worry about it. But even going through here, some of the environments look a bit more bare. But like I said in the preview I did with Chuck, right? Like, I'm just down to do more Spider-Man stuff, to go beat Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I don't mind that the missions are repetitive.
Sure.
There's 700 comic book pages. I want to go get them.
Yeah.
Here, and this is also still in the museum there.
You want some more suggestive themes? The Mesozoic area.
Era. Not area.
Well, no,
area would be incredibly suggestive. His web is definitely in an interesting area.
He's just hitting her. This seems like a very... Oh, we got Kraven the Hunter.
Kraven. Now, this is another thing they were talking about as far as, not at GDC, but since the debut, right, that Kraven is in this game, and I think for the first time ever in a video game with Spider-Man, not the enemy, at least not up front, right?
Yeah, he's your mentor in the game.
He's helping you track down the killer of your Uncle Ben. Yeah. So he's teaching all these things. So it's actually funny when the way they cut this trailer and Kraven's talking over it about how this guy's been fighting, since he was a kid. You're going to underestimate him. He's not talking about Spider-Man. He's talking, I think, about Kingpin.
Okay, see, I found that a little confusing. Which one's he talking? It seems like he's talking to Spider-Man about Kingpin.
That's what I think too. Yeah. But I think the way it was cut, you might think it's Kraven is going to be an enemy. He's talking that crap about Spidey, but he's not.
You want a fun fact?
I do.
Kraven in this game is voiced by Steve Blum, who is Spike Spiegel.
Who's Spike Spiegel?
Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, I was going to say he's Wolverine and every Wolverine
Spike can beat up Wolverine.
No, he couldn't.
We'll leave it up to the comments.
Okay, well, I think
Spike versus Wolverine.
Spike versus Wolverine, the guy you've never heard of, or Wolverine.
Everyone knows who Spike Spiegel is.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
No.
Yes.
Now all the people who do are going to be all like, I can't believe Greg doesn't know him, and everybody who's like Wolverine's going to be like, Wolverine kicked this guy's ass. I watched that movie over the weekend, the Wolverine.
The Wolverine, the new one.
Yeah.
He survived an atomic bomb blast.
Yeah, that's awesome. That was cool.
Yeah.
I don't know how they all didn't get radiation. I don't understand atomic fallout, I guess.
Yeah, neither do I.
Okay.
I don't think a lot of people do.
No, only Colin Moriarty probably.
Sure.
Here you see Electro doing his thing.
Yeah, he's shooting like a spirit bomb from Dragon Ball Z. There's been a lot of anime
or some electricity.
Okay, more electricity.
This is a new villain, or not a villain, I guess, a new enemy type you'd call it. This is like a giant heavy. They showed it in my demo that a guy came out that Spider-Man. They made it all like, oh, it's new, but it's just a guy you have to like get behind and do certain things to.
He looks like a meth head biker.
I guess that's not the way you want to describe most enemies in the game.
That's
true. A guy you want to get behind and do things to.
But if you look at the back of his jacket, it looks like he has a Pokeball on there.
Oh, so
I'm gonna keep bringing up anime.
You think he's catching them all?
Yeah, I think that's what happens to Ash Ketchum if his Pikachu dies.
Oh wow! Okay.
He moves to New York and becomes a meth biker.
Look at Spider-Man's foot go through the.
I like that his costume's a little torn up.
Yeah. I think that was something in the last
battle
one.
damage.
Yeah, that was cool. I like that too. A lot of obviously costumes are a big part of this. I'll get to that one second. Actually, here you look there, Oscorp, Fisk working together.
Willie Fisk.
Willie Fisk is
also. Would you ever vote for someone who has a cane with a skeleton with red eyes on it? I would not.
I might.
I also don't vote. So.
Well, there's your problem.
Yeah.
You got to get out and rock the vote.
Sure.
Marty, there's a bunch of different suits in Spider-Man. Of course, that's one of the big things. However, this time around they've drawn them in and given them unique bonuses and things that you can upgrade as you play. Like you level the suits up, kind of like your Dark Souls character. You're always so excited about.
That's the quickest way to my heart.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you do that. You get them from Oscorp. There's different things to do.
Okay, that's cool.
The first one I saw was him getting the Miles Morales suit.
Ooh, I like it.
Here he's beating some dude to death.
Yeah.
The Spider-Man way.
As he does.
Interesting thing here, too. Peter in his room, of course. Now, here's something I find interesting. Stick with me. Mild, hypothetical spoilers for the movie.
Okay.
I did a rewind with Damon for the movie trailer.
Sure.
In which I finally had to watch everything and read about the movie, right?
Even though you didn't want to. You wanted to go in front.
Exactly. Yeah. But like, there's been rumors that Gwen's going to die in this movie.
Oh, sure.
I find it interesting that this game, set, again, parallel to the movie, doesn't have any Gwen in it.
That's true.
Also,
it has zero Gwen.
Peter being sad.
Yeah.
Probably not related, but maybe related.
Sure.
Also, you get to play as Peter in this game.
Sure.
And when you go, here's this. Let me lay this on you. You play as Peter. What they showed me at GDC, you walk into a Wilson Fisk benefit or some crap like that, and Harry's there. You get to talk to Harry. You get to choose what you say to Harry.
Ooh, that looks
nice. Yeah, exactly. And then he says that you can skip all this. You don't have to do it. But if you talk to him, you get to talk to him. And
that's kind of cool.
Then you get to creep around as Peter and take.
All right.
I
can be down for. Let's go back to Peter's room for a second. I just want to point something out that sort of irked me a little bit.
What? How dirty it is?
No, it's not. I can handle dirty. He's a kid. Scroll a little bit back, a little bit back, a little bit back, a little. So he has this poster that says parkour.
Yeah.
So a guy named Peter Parker has a parkour poster.
Yeah, because he does a lot of parkour out there,
Also, I think that's kind of outing you as possibly being Spider-Man.
No way, you just like
this
parkour.
guy likes parkour so much.
Do you think there's one person in New York City who's a kid who likes parkour and they're like, well, it's got to be Spider-Man?
I would think so.
Aunt May opens the door and she's like, what the You're Spider-Man. He's like,
who
what do you mean?
Parkour enough to have a parkour
Cole
poster?
McGrath, Delson. There you go. I got two. Faith. There's a million characters out there. That's what they need to do now. Is
top 10 parkour posters in video games.
Yeah. Well, I hope that BNX shares that asset with everyone else in making games that involve parkour.
Wow.
And it's just in there.
Yeah.
We need more global Easter eggs.
Yeah.
As I call them. Spider-Man doing moves. Spider-Man run up the
walls.
Green Goblin with
pumpkin
his pumpkin.
Faces.
His pumpkin, setting it, pumpkin beans.
This is kind of like Spider-Man 3. He did this to the Green Goblin in the movie.
Remember how bad that movie was?
That was not a good movie. Franco got his face slammed.
For the first time in forever, I watched it the other day on FX, and I was like, wow, this is as bad as I remember.
This was not good.
You know
that movie cost a lot of money.
Yeah. Do you believe the theory that Sam Raimi knew was just out to make a bad movie?
Yeah. That would be amazing if that's true.
Sam Raimi's a smart dude.
He's a smart dude.
I think he would have known that, like,
some Evil Deads.
How's the pie? And he's like, so good. I think he would have known that was bad. Like, this isn't. His body's all contorted. That's a good way to pull a muscle. I pull muscles putting T-shirts on the wrong way. I can't do that.
Happens to the best of us.
Yeah. 4/29, 2014 is apparently when they say Spider-Man's coming.
Yeah.
I believe it. I just find it bizarre that they didn't show me the PS4. Next gen, current gen, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. It's all the buzz now, Marty.
Sure.
So to show a game and not show it on that?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm surprised it's even come out the same day because you got these games like Titanfall where a version comes out and then the current gen version or last gen version comes out a few weeks later.
Right.
I think you want to move units.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, what do you think of The Amazing Spider-Man 2? Are you going to play it? Are you excited about it? What do you think of this trailer and the suggestive themes therein? Let us know in the comments and share it with your friends. And keep on coming back to IGN for everything about the web head from the bearded one, Marta Sleepa.